guys, and welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a Tommy Sotomayor classic. This video is approximately 15 years old, and he said some of the same stuff that Kevin Samuels said before Kevin Samuels even had a chance, probably even had a YouTube channel. So we have to give this man his accolades, and I want to take a trip down memory lane and watch this old video because it's very important and still relevant as of today, and I feel like it has learning points for our women and our men, all included. So let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me that blue heart. Just lets me know that you're here, especially if you don't know what else to say. Let's get going.
But let me tell you, men, we lie about a lot of stuff, seriously. And if you hear a man say something and he's doing no actions behind it, especially the one where he ain't even trying to get a better job knowing that you got kids. Because, hell, if y'all really were that serious, y'all just going to move in together.
No, I'm not ready for that. I ain't shacking.
Hold on. Have you ever been married?
No, but...
Hold on. Is he fucking you?
Yeah, we have sex.
So he fucking you. He sits in your house, watch TV. He tells you what's going to happen to your kids when y'all become teenagers. You've had 2 children and not been married, but shacking up is just disgusting.
No, I didn't say it was a
You said, hell no, I ain't doing it, like I just told you to come give me some head.
No, I didn't say it was out the question. I'm just not ready for shacking. Because
if you ain't ready for shacking up, then why are you talking about marriage?
No, because I'm ready to get married. It's just that I'm trying to avoid from making the same mistakes from my past relationship with my last baby father. And that was one of the things that we had jumped in.
No, you didn't make a mistake by shacking up with him. You made a mistake by having 2 kids by him. Call the mistake what's the mistake. Because if you made a mistake by shacking up with somebody, then you made a mistake by dating them. Because that's all shacking up is dating them.
Yeah.
Which one caused you the most problem? Let me ask you something. What left the connection with him? Living in the same house or having children?
Okay, so just to give you a little background of this story, in case you haven't already deduced some of this, he's talking to a black female who is approximately 29 years old with a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old from a previous relationship. So she started pretty young. And now she's dating a guy that's 34, and she's pretty unhappy with his job choice. I guess he works at Foot Locker or something like that. And she feels like she's doing better than him already because she lives in a 3-bedroom house. He stays in a 1-bedroom apartment, and she does not want to live with him because, you know, basically he would have to move in with her. It's not like they can move into his 1-bedroom apartment. So it's like one of those things where she's not willing to settle, but she's dating this guy. And the point that I think we're going to have to come to as black women is don't even initiate the relationship to begin with if the guy is not qualifying for what you want, because you can't change people. You just can't. And thinking that you're going to go in and change somebody is like literally a waste of time. I'm just saying.
Children. Which one left the connection?
Having the kids. I talk to him every single morning.
Right. So it wasn't shacking up that caused you the problem. It was not taking the pill and actually producing children by a man that was not your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had no papers on him. He had no papers on you.
You're right.
So you can live with this current guy. I think the only reason you're not shacked up with him is because he doesn't want to be shacked up with you. He likes his freedom, and he likes having his own place so he can fuck other people other than you. I hate to tell you that.
The only reason, that might be it for his situation, but the reason why I haven't invited him to shack up with me because I don't want this nigga coming in here thinking he gonna live off of me working at Foot Locker.
He don't want to live off you. He already living off himself. You just said it. You said he's okay paying his own bills.
Yeah, he lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. I live in a 3-bedroom house.
You have to. You got 2 damn kids.
Exactly.
That's not impressive.
So there we have it. She just doesn't want to get used, like I said. She feels like she has more than the guy she's dating, so she's not willing to step down, I guess, to his level, but he's cool to sleep with and pretend that they're going to have some type of future relationship. But like Tommy said, guys will lie. So maybe he hasn't initiated moving in with her and stuff because she does have the 2 kids, and he may not want that responsibility, but he's attracted to her. He likes the sex that he has with her, and she's a fun time. But he's not willing to take it any more serious because maybe he doesn't have any children and he's waiting for somebody like him who doesn't have any kids. That's kind of a big age group to be coming into. You know, it'd be different if they, you know, were very young. or if she only had one child or something like that. I think some guys are a little bit more willing to accommodate for younger children, or if you only have one baby, but when you have multiple kids and, they're older, it's a little tricky, especially if you don't have kids, because you're coming into a situation in which these kids already have personality sets. Maybe he's right. He's just in it for the fun, and she's looking to try to change him into what she feels is the type of man that she needs for her life, but she's barking up the wrong tree.
He is shacking up with me. I really feel like I'm being used in.
So then you don't need to be dating him at all. That's the answer. If you feel that way, you don't need to be with that dude at all. Why would you come in trying to change someone?
Oh, no, I'm not trying to change
Yes,
him.
you are. You said if he moved in the house with you, right now, you would feel used. Why would you feel used?
Because I don't think he could afford to help me pay my bills or contribute.
If he paying for a 1-bedroom apartment, how much would you want him to contribute to your house? He's one of 4 people.
Half on everything.
He's one of 4 people. I refuse to pay half when you got 3 people and I'm just one person.
All right. So what's a negotiable amount you think that would be suitable to pay?
I ain't paying a half of when I could pay a fourth.
I understand that, but I'm saying like
he shouldn't pay no more than what he paying living by himself.
Yeah, well, actually, him living by himself, he probably would pay more than having me.
That's why I said he should not have to pay more than living by himself. I'm telling you, and no offense, Keto, but black women got crazy trains of thoughts. You literally are thinking that this man is supposed to come into a house where he's the 4th person and pay half.
No, my half would be pretty much his whole of what he got.
I'll say it again. You're asking a man, because if you only live in a 3-bedroom apartment, he'd have to live in the bedroom with you. He has to share the same living room as you have. He'd have to share it with them damn kids.
I want to be fair. That's the whole thing.
But I'm telling you, it wouldn't be fair.
I don't know how to do it.
But I'm telling you, it wouldn't be fair.
He's trying to explain to her that you come with yourself plus 2 other mouths to feed. He literally comes into the situation by himself. And so why would he have to pay 50% of the grocery bill, the rent, the utilities, when he's only using 1/4 of it and only eating 1/4 of the food? When it comes to how women, look at men, they either want you to come 50%, like she's saying, and some women are so bodacious and bold, they want you to pay the entire way, even if it's a step kid, and I think that's why a lot of our women end up single, because of this thought process, because that's just not how it works. A lot of our women end up single until their children grow up, and then that's when they end up finding somebody and getting married, usually because it's like a situation where most guys are not trying to be stepdads. Most men feel like there's no benefit at all to being married with me and my husband. It benefits my husband to be married to me simply because we can have children together. We are having children together, and we're able to raise those children together so that they have a mom and a dad, a nuclear family type of deal. Financially, does it benefit my husband? No, he probably would have been way better off had he never got married and never had any children with me. He would financially be, in a better place probably, but that wasn't what he wanted out of life. He wanted a wife, he wanted children. So there are sacrifices that you have to make depending on what you as an individual want. Just judging by her thought process, she's looking at it like, well, I come as a package deal. If you want to date me, you're going to have to accept me and my 2 kids, and you're going to have to be willing to pay for them and pay for me and da-da-da-da-da. And that's just like, I think those standards are over, man. That stuff probably ended in like the 1950s. Most households need 2 incomes. And just with that alone, Tommy is making 100% sense right there. Like literally your kids are 7 and 9 and they're eating, they're drinking, they're using water, they're using electricity. Why does the man have to come in and pay 50%? Well, because that's just what most women want a man to do. They want a man to be the provider. But again, when you have already made the mistake, and she said, oh, I made a mistake. No, a mistake is having 1 child out of wedlock. When you have 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not a mistake anymore. Now you're just reckless with the coup. Even if it is the same baby daddy. If he hasn't wifed you the first time, you should have learned your lesson. And I can only say that from experience because I have a child that I had previous to my marriage out of wedlock. And I said, after that, I would never do it again. I was blessed enough. I'm not even going to say lucky. I was blessed enough in the sense that I met the perfect person for me. And we got married and we decided to have more children because that's what we both wanted. I wanted to be a mom of more than just 1 kid. I just didn't want to have to do it in a single mom situation. And my husband, being the type of man he is, definitely didn't want children out of wedlock. This is a lesson that a lot of our women have to learn. If you want to be married, if you want a nuclear family, if you want a man to contribute, if you already have a kid, keep your job. keep your job. Don't look to him to pay for the majority of everything. Don't look for him to pay your way, basically, because you messed up. Now you got to face the consequences. Now, if you are a single woman with no children and you meet a guy who is, say a 6-figure type of dude, and he wants you to be at home, then by all means, do what you got to do. Please your husband, have his children, and then maybe as the children get older, you can look for a job if that's what you desire. Single moms, get that out of your head. That's like a unicorn dream. Like the idea of some guy coming in, marrying a woman with children already and thinking that she's not going to work anymore. This guy's going to come in and pay the way or get a better job to pay the way or something like that. That's not happening. Get it out your head. That's unrealistic modern women thinking that's going to keep you single as freak.
It wouldn't be fair to say
So how would you handle it?
First off, if you move somebody in the house with you, it's because you want to be with them, not because you want them to pay bills. Because apparently you were paying bills before they came, right?
Yeah.
So you moved them in not to help you pay bills. But every black woman I know says that. White women ain't stupid enough to move a man in the house and then start having him pay bills. First off, it should be something, if y'all talk about it, he should be a man willing to contribute. If he's not willing to contribute, then you don't need to have him in the house in the first place. If it's that big of a deal. If money's that big of a deal, y'all don't need to move in with each other. Period.
It's not even the fact of him paying.
Yes, it is, because it was the first thing you brought up.
I don't want to feel used. Yeah, I don't want to feel used.
Darling, you should have. Hold on. Black women spend all their time trying to not feel used after they've got knocked up by somebody else. Let me ask you something.
You learn from your mistakes,
Okay, let me ask you something. Would you want to pay more for a car that's been in a wreck than the previous owner?
No.
Yeah.
I gotta stop it really quick. Just so you know, that chirping sound in the background is strictly from the video, and it sounds like it's probably the woman. I can't imagine it's Tommy, but she needs to change probably every single smoke detector in her house. Like, it's literally chirping every 5 seconds. Like, ma'am, that is so typical and so freaking embarrassing. I'm sorry. Like, don't ever call into a show if your smoke detectors are chirping in the background.
But that's what y'all be asking a man to do. You let another nigga lay up with you, fuck you, and get kids. Now me, who has no kids, is gonna have to make up for the shit he didn't do. Does that sound fair?
No, it's not fair.
So why would you ever even think that way? Why is it that the only time black women want to do better is when they fucked up their value?
I guess they don't realize until it happens.
But then you fucked up your value. The value is not the same, but you're asking for more. You just said you would not pay for a home that's been flooded by the people who used to own it, who mistreated it. Now you're gonna pay more than they did. You'd laugh if somebody told you that, wouldn't you?
You neglect your self-worth, so you just neglect your whole self-worth. Like, all right, I know
you neglected your self-worth when you dated a man who worked at Foot Locker when you started, because you knew with them two kids you ain't getting no doctor. Okay, if you believe you have this high self-worth, why ain't you dating a doctor then? Why you think doctors ain't beating down your door to get married to a woman with 2 kids? Simple question.
Simply because my value is down. The way you put
No, I'm
it,
saying right now, why do you think they ain't coming to get with you? You had to date a man with foot. You're a young woman. You just said you're 29, but you had to get an older man that work at Foot Locker. Why do you think that's who you had to get?
Man, that sounds bad. Oh Lord.
It should. It would make sense if you got a man 5 years younger than you. At least you're saying you got some young dick.
He put it in perspective. You're 29, you're dating a 34-year-old. He's working at Foot Locker, and he's living in a 1-bedroom apartment. You have a whole life going on. You're a mom. You have a house. Like, you have real bills. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows the difference between apartment bills and household bills. It's totally different. I'm sorry, my son is like spazzing in the background. I don't know what's going on. I might have to grab him really quick. 1 second.
You got a man older than you who has less than you, yet you believe you have this high self-worth. Black women talk a great game. Just like how you said, I don't want to be used. Y'all talk a great game. Just like your boyfriend talks a great game. And you remember what I asked you to do? I said, bypass what he's saying and look at what he's what?
Doing.
So I bypassed everything you just said to me, and I broke down what you have been what?
Doing.
And what you've been doing, does that sound like a person with high self-esteem or a person with low self-esteem?
Not at all. Low self-esteem is, wow. You know what? I don't even talk to you no more.
There's a reason why people pay me to do what I do. You just got it for free. Now I want you to keep on listening. I'm glad I can help you. I'm gonna do me a favor. I'm gonna send you a message after this. Or send me an email at tj@yourworldmyviews.com. I believe I can help you out of this rut. This is what I do for a living.
And that is the end of this video. If you've made it this far, don't forget to leave me that blue heart and a comment. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you all next time.